and welcome to another episode of Google My Business Problems. I'm Brooke Borup, your host with My Clone Solution, and today we are talking to those of you who are in something that maybe you're not really in love with, you're looking for that next opportunity, but you're not really sure how to make that leap, how to go from where you are to where you want to be. And Jenna Zaffino from jennazaffino.com is here to talk to us about this specific question on how do I shift to a new business opportunity. Jenna, what do you have for us today?
Yeah, well, talk about an anxiety-inducing topic of conversation for most people who are in a job that is providing them with their livelihood and their income. To think about shifting to something brand new and starting over is way too much for them to even consider. It's too overwhelming. And that's because that would be a bad plan for you to just quit everything and start from scratch. So there are a few considerations that we want to just be aware of when we're thinking about taking our work in a new direction. And I am living proof of this example. The first is to understand that in entrepreneurship and in work in general, you are working with two different sorts of work. One category is your occupation, which is usually the job that brings you your income, maybe insurance, maybe some benefits. It's the thing that's helping you pay your bills. And the other is your vocation, and that is the work that you were made for. You were literally built to do this thing. Oftentimes, we get into the realm of occupation primarily because, again, it's paying our bills, but we have this little sneaky thing that keeps saying, you should really be opening an Etsy shop or whatever it is, and you should really be doing something that is lighting you up and that do something you love, and all of the memes that exist surrounding that. So to be able to identify the value of the place you're in now and also the pull to the place where you want to be, I think is important for everybody who wants to make a shift so that they don't feel like they're cheating on their dream by making an income, because that can be a kind of a weird limiting belief that can just stunt you in both places. The second thing that I always tell people to consider is that the occupation, the place that's paying your bills, we want to start to view this place as a literal venture capitalist for your big dream. So your job that pays your bills now is also going to fund the pathway to the dream to come. And without that, you may have to actually go and ask somebody else, like an actual venture capitalist, for money. But in the meantime, if you're making a good income, think of that as an investment into the future rather than a distraction from the dream. And that can be a really wonderful place to work from, because then when you're doing the thing that's kind of sucking your soul dry, but it's giving you some good money, you can say, okay, this is in service of that thing that I'm going to do. The next thing I say is start now. So if it's dreaming about the next endeavor or the next direction of your career, start now. Start engaging with content that talks all about the next place where you want to be. Opt in for things of professionals, free trainings or little PDF downloads, anything you can get in terms of material. So you start getting into the headspace and the culture of the new direction. And that way you can be learning as you start to maybe lay some groundwork for the first steps. If you start now, it doesn't mean that you're letting everything else go, but it just means that you're giving yourself permission to incite some movement to happen. And when we start to engage with content and a community that surrounds the places we want to be, oftentimes we'll find and be more aware of the opportunities that might exist for us to make a quicker transition. An example of this is that, generally speaking, when anybody is thinking about buying a new car and they've decided that they want a Subaru, they're going to see 9,000 Subarus on the road, and that their awareness is honed in on that Subaru. When you decide you want to start moving in a new direction of your career and you start getting involved with all the particulars of what that looks like and feels like and who else is doing it, you're going to be more aware of the opportunities that might exist. The last thing I want to say, and it's so hard, but it's so important. The timing is not up to us And when we force a transition, we can often end up in a place that we're not actually either set up or ready for. So our job in transition is to invest continuously into the process. Like I'm saying, research, get involved in community, maybe hire a professional who's in the realm of the thing you want to do as a mentor, interview them, whatever it is, just get immersed in that process, dream, start to set up little strategies for yourself, but don't push the timeline, because the investment into the energy of the process is going to bring you to where you're meant to be. And it's going to bring you there with readiness, not in a place where you're dropped into a new position, having no idea of what to do with it.
Yeah, it's horrible when you have to do things on not on the right time zone.
Yeah, and I realized that getting into that space where you force the envelope and you're in a place, and if you are in a place where you don't have the skill set built up or the confidence built up, it sucks. It's not fun. It actually does the opposite of what you hope it will do for your confidence.
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure that, one, you're ready to emotionally, physically, and monetarily, so that you can be the best that you are without having to worry about all of that other stuff. A whole heck of a lot. So yeah. Thank you so much, Jenna, for that amazing transition strategy. And if you want Jenna's information and you're looking to move into her realm, her information will be on the next slide. It'll also be in the post and wherever you're seeing this video. So thank you so much for watching this episode of Google My Business Problems. We'll see you next time.